At around 4 p.m. on July 6, powerful force winds swept through Shiyan City in Hubei Province. The streets were thrown into chaos as strong winds overturned safety barriers, uprooted trees, and snapped streetlights in an instant. Debris and construction material blew through the air. Sheets of metal hit the ground, plastic panels and advertisements flew through the sky, and pedestrians fled in panic while cars slammed on their brakes to avoid flying objects. The scene resembled something straight out of a disaster movie. At 4:42 p.m., the Shiran Meteorological Observatory issued a red alert for severe weather. Winds reached their peak in the Niutuo Mountains, Huajiajian area, with speeds surpassing force 13, nearly reaching the intensity of a landfalling typhoon. One local online user remarked, "Those who don't know would think a typhoon had made landfall in Hubei." Things became even more alarming when residents captured images of vortex clouds overhead, with a local in the video exclaiming, "It was terrifying to see." Another local recorded a dramatic scene where an entire window frame was torn from a high-rise building and sent crashing down onto a roof below. The ground was littered with debris, from scattered bedding to broken aluminum parts, giving the area the appearance of having just endured an air raid. Social media users commented that it felt like the end of the world. Potted plants on apartment balconies were shattered by the force of the wind. On the streets, entire rows of steel guardrails collapsed like dominoes and blocked traffic. Vehicles had to carefully navigate around them. Wow, that's so scary. Guys, look what's happening to Shiyan. Zombies are invading the city. Oh dear heavens, this is crazy. Look, the shelter's been blown away. It's all the way over here now. Oh no, it's coming this way.
The sky is full of trash. Oh my goodness.
Some witnesses even saw solar panels ripped from rooftops and thrown to the ground, destroying cars parked below. Entire sections of roofs were lifted off as well. In one case, a mother and daughter spent several minutes struggling to close their windows against the incredible pressure of the wind. Trees along the roads were snapped in half by the fierce winds. Something definitely got crushed down there. Wow, a car has been hit. No, wait, 2 cars.
Oh my heavens. This is a crazy wind. This is insane. My clothes are being blown off.
The sky over Shiyan turned gray, filled with flying debris, garbage, roof fragments, and branches, whirling through the air.
Shiyan suddenly went dark. The wind's been blowing hard and it's raining. I saw a tree fall and a car couldn't get through. We quickly ran over to move it, but one of my colleagues slipped. The wind and rain outside were really heavy, and there were dust and trash in the air. Even the electric bikes got knocked over.
Just now, a strong wind suddenly blew through Shiyan. The rain shelter was blown away, and the billboard got knocked over too. One TikToker recalled that when the winds first picked up, he was filming from their balcony, thinking it was just a curious phenomenon. But as the storm worsened, he attempted to go inside, only to have the glass door ripped off by the wind. The storm, along with heavy rain, caused severe damage across Shiyan, especially in areas like Yuyang District, Dajiangkou City, in Fang County, where flash floods, landslides, and mudslides pose significant risks. Just a day after Shiyan's disaster, the weather suddenly changed in Ganon, Shandong Province. On July 7th, around 3 p.m., Ganon was unexpectedly hit by a thunderstorm. Within an hour, the temperature dropped by 12 degrees Celsius, the sky darkened, and a hail warning was issued. The Ganon Meteorological Observatory reported small hail and winds exceeding force 10 in some areas. The tree's about to break, and my car's still out there holding on. Unbelievable. This extreme weather just comes out of nowhere.
Whoa, how crazy is that? All of a sudden. Why is the rain so heavy this time? Oh no, that person fell. They fell off their scooter and can't get up.
The storm felt like a passing typhoon. One local shared that they had not seen rain this heavy in over 30 years. Streets were left in disarray, with large trees uprooted. Rows of electric scooters were flipped over, and the city appeared as though what was even more shocking was that hours earlier, Ganon had been under an orange high-temperature warning. Within a matter of hours, the city went from blistering heat to a sudden downpour. This extreme weather hit without warning, catching residents completely off guard. Now, let's take a look at the extreme heat situation in China. For several days, more than 10 provinces have felt like they were in a giant steam cooker, as the country entered what many are calling a nationwide sauna mode.
Want to know how hot it is in Ganon? Oh my goodness, look at that. That's just the thermometer's limit. It's not even the hottest it gets in Jinan. This is Jinan's summer, and this is just the beginning.
Under the intense heat, fires have been breaking out. On July 5th, a police vehicle in Jinan caught fire while driving on the Beiyuan overpass. The next day, July 6th, an electric vehicle on the road caught fire, with flames bursting from the front and sending thick smoke into the air. Incredible footage even showed two cars catching fire simultaneously.
These two cars are on fire.
这新能源汽车你说多厉害？
This EV, you wouldn't believe it. The battery has caught fire. He thought, there's a water puddle nearby. Maybe I can put it in the water and put out the fire. It'll reduce the damage. He's been at it for 10 minutes and it's still smoking. So he sticks his hand inside and the water's boiling. This car's gone from just fine to extremely hot real quick.
Oh, whoa, look. The car's on fire. Isn't that scary? The smoke's pouring out. Oh no, I hope no one's inside. Oh my god, it's an electric car. This is terrifying.
现在坐电37度9。
The seat's 37.9 degrees right now. I'm going to grab some food, and I'll check it again when I get back. Half an hour later, let's see how hot the seat is. 58 degrees. Now it's 73 degrees. My gosh, is the seat heating up and starting a fire?
今天的天到底有多热啊？
How hot is the weather in Jinan? This has made a hole in the asphalt.
来测一下今天的
Let's check the weather in Shandong today. Check out the thermometer, and let's test how hot the scooter seat is. Oh my, just a few seconds in and it's already 42 degrees. I hope it won't explode.
电瓶车晒化了。
Oh heavens, the electric bike melted. And the tire melted too. I've never seen anything like this.
叫咱看看俺河南有多热，几个。
Everything's hot right now. Let's see how hot it is in Henan. The eggs are cooking on the pavement.
坐标山东潍坊。
Location here says Anqiu Weifang in Shandong. Let's see how hot it is today. Look at this concrete road. It's all bulging up. Can you see it? There's a big bump in the middle. And look at this. See? The whole thing's bulging. This is the sidewalk, and the other one is on the road. The heat is so intense that even the concrete can't handle it. People who work outside should take 2 days off.
The latest high temperature rankings released by the meteorological station show that northern cities are dominating, with half the top 10 cities coming from the northern region. The biggest surprise was Weifang in Shandong, which claimed the title of the highest temperature in the country at 43 degrees Celsius. Second place goes to the well-known hotspot in the Turpan Basin in Xinjiang. Surrounded by mountains, the heat is trapped in the area, creating the famous heat bowl effect, which makes these extreme temperatures no surprise. Third place goes to Hangzhou in Zhejiang, a long-standing furnace city. One online user reported that the ground temperature in the city hit an astonishing 73 degrees Celsius. The user placed a few shrimp outside for half an hour, and they were actually cooked by the heat. Shandong made another appearance in fourth place, with Jining City now on the list. Since July, much of the province has seen temperatures exceeding 40 degrees. Reports have stated that university students in cities like Yantai and Qingdao have been hospitalized for heat stroke, and a tragic incident was reported at Qingdao University, where a dormitory supervisor died from heat exposure while on duty. The fifth and sixth spots went to Yangzhou and Taizhou in Jiangsu. Seventh place went to Hubei City in Henan, standing out from the populous province. The final three cities on the list are all in Anhui, Huainan, Hefei, and Huaibei. While they are all on the bottom of the list, temperatures in all these areas still remained above 39 degrees Celsius, proving just how intense the heat is. However, what's truly unbearable is not just the temperature numbers, but the hellish heat caused by surface temperatures. In areas like Henan and Hebei, the surface temperature has exceeded 60 degrees Celsius. One resident described how the soles of my shoes started smoking as they walked, and you could clearly hear a sizzling sound as if the shoes were frying in a pan. In Shanghai's Shijiahui Meteorological Station, the air temperature showed 36.4 degrees Celsius, but the surface temperature was above 60 degrees. This wasn't roasting sweet potatoes, it was roasting an entire city. Many online users are commenting that this summer feels different from previous years. This rare nationwide heat wave in China started in July. By the afternoon of July 4th, 754 cities and counties had issued heat alerts, with temperatures surpassing 40 degrees in many areas.
北京时间7月5日下午。
At 1:36 p.m. on July 5th, Beijing time, the thermometer showed a temperature of 50 degrees.
这几天北京真是热得有点邪乎。
The heat in Beijing these days is a bit insane. On my way home from work, I saw smoke rising in the distance and my heart skipped a beat. I thought, oh no. And then I saw that an electric bike was on fire.
就是现在北京热到什么程度呢？
How hot is it in Beijing right now? I'm outside and I thought I was standing near an air conditioner or car exhaust. I thought, why is it so hot? I took 2 steps thinking I would cool off, but no, it's still just as hot. I touch my skin and it's burning hot. As I say this, it feels like my mouth and nose are full of heat. It's unbearable.
这个上海有多热多夸张，所有人从地铁站走出来都。
How hot is it in Shanghai? It's so extreme that everyone coming out of the subway has to pause for a moment before they can walk. I'm not ready for this. The subway station's just behind me, less than 300 meters away. I only walked that short distance and now I'm drenched in sweat. It's terrifying. Shanghai, is it really losing it?
A TikToker user from Shanghai said that at over 30 years old, they had never experienced such a hot June. This year, Shanghai's high temperatures have been unprecedented, breaking several records. In June alone, there were 9 days of extreme heat, marking the first time in 150 years. The news described it as historically rare. On June 27, temperatures reached 38.5 degrees, the highest in Shanghai in June since 1934.
Let me ask you, how hot do you think it is? Zhejiang, Jiangsu, Anhui, Hunan, Jiangxi, Guangdong, all these places have turned on the griddle mode. Chengdu issued its earliest high temperature warning ever, with temperatures soaring above 40 degrees. In Anhui's Guzheng, Hefei, and Lingbing, by 10 a.m. on July the 4th, they were the hottest spots in the country. In Hangzhou's West Lake, the ground temperature exceeded 55 degrees, and the local meteorological office even confirmed there's no exaggeration. In Shandong, even the grandmas have turned on the air conditioning. Do you realize how impressive that is? Today at work, everyone was complaining about how hot it is. At night, it's 30 degrees, and in the day, it's 40 degrees. Just standing still, sweat is dripping off. What's even scarier is this intense heat is just getting started.
Another user expressed frustration, saying that it felt like Wuhan had been taken over by tropical weather, with daily highs of 38 to 39 degrees Celsius, as if the city had entered heat mode with no sign of cooling off.
How can I describe how hot it is in Wuhan today? Even my grandma turned on the air conditioning. A local said, there's an 80-year-old man in their village who bought an air conditioner this year. He's never had one before. At 38 degrees, even with the AC on, it still feels hot.
Oh my goodness, this heat is unbearable. It's not a joke, it's heat stroke, and it can really be life-threatening. The weather has been so hot lately, you really need to watch out for heat stroke. The extreme heat has posed a significant health risk to both humans and animals, with many animals also showing signs of heat stroke. According to reports, on July 5th, the surface temperature of Ganon Road in Wuhan's pedestrian street had surpassed 50 degrees. In a video captured by a local resident, a pigeon collapsed on the burning pavement, its wings spread weakly and its beak opening and closing rapidly, showing signs of heat stroke and dehydration. A kind passerby immediately offered the bird some water from a bottle cap. After some rescue efforts, the bird recovered and flew away. Across China, people have been sharing videos showing the heat in their cities.
朋友们，我说白了啊，我土生土长东北人。
Guys, let me be clear. I'm from the northeast, and I've never experienced temperatures like this. Changchun hit 35 degrees. Can you believe that? You come to the northeast, stand outside for half an hour, and you won't just get a tan. You'll get fried like fried flour.
杭州40度的温度里，
Hangzhou with temperatures hitting 40 degrees. Look at me. I've been roasted. I walk 3 steps and break out in sweat. Oh my, this is what 40 degrees feels like in Hangzhou.
一个视频看一下武汉的天气有。
Here's a video showing just how hot the weather is in Wuhan. The water has dried up. It's completely gone.
河南到底有多热？你看看这风扇。
How hot is it in Henan? Look at this fan. It's been sitting outside in the sun under this metal roof. Just look at what's happened to the fan.
On July 4th, an incident occurred on a rural road in Shiyan County, Shangchu, Henan. A black sedan slowed down to avoid a tricycle, but the cement road surface expanded from the heat and suddenly cracked. The road swelled up and fractured, sending dust flying. The driver quickly braked, avoiding a potential accident. Some commenters suggested that the cracking might have been due to the lack of expansion joints in the cement, leaving no room for thermal expansion. Others said that even with expansion joints, the road might still have cracked because the heat is just too intense. According to the China Meteorological Center, high temperatures are affecting parts of North China, the Huanghuayi, Yangtze Huayi, and Sichuan Basin regions, with temperatures reaching 35 degrees or higher. The heat zone covers over 2 million square kilometers, with localized temperatures surpassing 40 degrees in Henan, Shandong, Anhui, and Zhejiang. On July 5th, a TikToker tested the outdoor temperature in Bangbu, Anhui. The thermometer is off the charts. This is Bangbu, Anhui. I'm using 3 thermometers to check the outdoor temperature. It's 10:54 a.m. on July 5th, and the 3 thermometers are showing these readings. The first thermometer has already reached over 50 degrees, almost 60. Let's check the round one. It's off the charts. The rectangular one's highest temperature is over 50 degrees. It's maxed out. If we keep exposing the thermometers to the sun, they'll break. Wuhan is already one of China's furnace cities and is now even hotter. A vlogger did an experiment cooking an egg on the hood of her car.
At 1 p.m. in Wuhan, the sun's so strong that eggs are cooking. The forecast says it's 38 degrees right now. Let's see if we can cook an egg. No oil, just the heat from the sun. It's cooking. I'm going to fry another one on the side. They are actually bubbling. It's 1 p.m. and the eggs are cooking, just with a little salt and pepper.
Another vlogger expressed frustration, saying the heat in Wuhan is simply outrageous. The official report said it was 39 degrees, but in reality, certain areas of the ground had already surpassed 50 degrees, making it feel like people were being fried.
Oh my gosh, I suspect Wuhan's weather forecast of 39 degrees is actually reporting the temperature of the forecaster's own body. Maybe he has a fever and doesn't realize it. When you ask him how hot it is, he just says it's 39 degrees. I need to warn visitors from other places. Wuhan's 39 degrees is not the same as the 39 degrees you know. What he means by 39 degrees is the temperature you reach after being roasted alive. When you get here, before you even step off the car, you will feel Wuhan's warm welcome.
A netizen tested rubber sandals on a hot road and they melted. Another person pushing a cart found their shoes melted and stuck to the pavement. China's climate this year has been unusual, with extreme weather like strong winds, sandstorms, heavy snow, torrential rain, hail, and droughts. Now, record-breaking heat waves are hitting both the north and the south. Many netizens lament. Droughts kill crops, floods destroy everything, and the heat is unbearable. This year is brutal. China expert Yue Shan says many explain these events scientifically, pointing to factors like subtropical high-pressure systems, sinking airflows, and reduced rainfall. Yet these reasons often fail to explain why diverse regions across China, historically distinct in climate between north and south, are now experiencing similar conditions, with places like Shandong, Hangzhou, and Wuhan facing identical extreme heat. From a traditional Chinese perspective, this suggests a disrupted natural balance, reflecting disorder in both nature and human behavior. It's a moment for people to reflect on their actions.